Since you're already here, put away something bad. Since you're already here, think just happy things.
Hey there! So, while I was at the Shonen Knife concert, a few days back, I picked up their new album and got it autographed, Pop Tune, and I figured since I have it on hand, I'd just give it a quick review. By the way, new digs. I'm staying at an apartment now. I've moved, and that's part of the reason my update schedule's been such a mess. Only a very small part of the reason, but hopefully I'll be able to make a few more videos a bit more regularly now. Now regarding Shonen Knife's most recent album, Pop Tune, I would say that it's not one of my favorites of theirs. I don't think it's one of their best works. I actually kind of wish that I'd gotten the album Genki Shock, which is one of my favorites of theirs, and gotten an autographed version of that instead. But that's not to say it's bad. It's still, it's very solid, and it really reminds me of the 1960s. I think this could be kind of considered Shonen Knife's sort of a tribute album to the 60s. It's very reminiscent of that 60s pop feel. Although the first three songs are more of the traditional sort of punk pop we expect from Shonen Knife. And then the rest of the album is very much more 1960s pop rock. And I think that's kind of a bit of a problem actually, because it means the first three songs and then the rest of the album, there's a bit of a disconnect that goes on there if you listen to the whole thing back to back. I think shuffling around the songs a little would actually, do quite a bit of good for this album. Like I said, it's not bad, the songs are still pretty solid. The 60s was obviously a great era for music. And the reason I think that they knew that this was kind of a 60s tribute, they've got songs on there like Psychedelic Love and stuff, that, just kind of reveling in that 60s feel. Now, as far as singles that really stand out on this album, I don't think that there really are any singles that stand out. One cool highlight, though, on the song All You Can Eat, they have a kazoo solo. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot less songs about food or cats on this album. Lyrically, it's a little less quirky than some of their other albums, and it's also got a little less variation as far as it's a little less punk. It has a little bit less classic rock. It's definitely more of a pop album. Personally, I prefer a bit more of the punk and the classic rock sound, but that's a personal choice for me. I would say that if you're a big fan of Shonen Knife, if you're a big fan of 60s pop and are looking for something that'll remind you of that, this is a pretty good album to get. If you're new to Shonen Knife, I wouldn't recommend this be their first album that you go out and buy. I'd recommend another one, maybe Burning Farm, maybe Genki Shock. I don't know, it all kind of depends. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it, and hopefully I'll be updating a bit more regularly now. And now that the move is done, I'm gonna be starting school soon, so no guarantees. But yeah, that's it. Thanks.